strong.
Hi, and welcome to Funny Minds. We were just laughing ahead of time. We didn't get that on tape, but we'll get it again. And I'm your host, Lynn B., and I'm here with my crazy co-host, and he is...
Yeah, Eddie Bess. How are you doing?
Today, for some reason, we have SpongeBob SquarePants on our show. I know he doesn't look at, but he is. I'm only kidding. We have the Ukrainian equivalent of Aquaman. We have VADIM. I don't know if I'm going to say your last name right.
Not Van Damme.
GOVOROV. Am I slaughtering your name?
Hey, I've been called Zadim, Hadim, Sadim, whatever. Vadim is my name.
Vadim.
How do we pronounce it? Is it Vadim Gorov?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Vadim. Okay.
The first guy who pronounced it first time, right?
I'm going to call
Vadim Gorov.
Can I just call you Aquaman? I'll call you Aquaman.
You can call me just, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, Vadim, are you in America?
Yeah.
The last time he checked.
Where are you at?
I'm in Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, okay.
You're by me. I'm in Tampa.
I'll be in Tampa next week. I'll be working on some project in Tampa. They're calling me on.
Well, you're gonna have to come out to one of my shows. Do you like heavy metal?
Absolutely.
Oh, then we're going to be very good friends. I have a lot of good friends down in your area. But more importantly, due to your background in scuba diving, everything that has to do with
commercial diving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Real deal. We go deep.
But my favorite movie of all time is Jaws. Jaws 1. Only Jaws 1.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Right. The rest is garbage. Yeah.
Someone who I know, I'm sure, but someone who has been down below, how do you feel about sharks?
They don't bother divers. That's all I can tell you.
Really?
We don't look like food. See, the problem with the sharks, not shark, problems don't have a shark. Sharks don't have a problem. They're just living a life. But for the most part, what happens is attacks on the surfers or people who like surfers in a wetsuit. When you're sitting on a surfboard, waiting for the wave, if the shark looks at you from the below, you look like a seal. They don't see colors or stuff. It's like a black spot, legs, hands. So she comes in, she takes a bite. It's not a seal. She goes away. But for you, it's half a leg missing, So you call it a shark attack. It's just like mistaken identity. That's all it is. But I work with sharks. I used to go out on the when I worked for CalDive International. It's an offshore diving company. So we would go out and remove old platforms, old oil and gas platforms that is commissioned. So there was a process to do it, but it was very dangerous. A lot of divers got killed doing that. So one kind of like a shape charge, some kind of a thing that you put it in a case of, boom, blow it, and you don't have to go and risk your life, you just pull it out. But when that happens, the fish go belly up, from the blast.
Oh, okay.
Then the sharks come in and they're just eating that thing, chomping. And you have to jump in there and check for, results and the damage. And first time it happened to me, I go there and my supervisor says, yeah, you go there. You go in there. And I'm with my axe with a knife in the hand, but they're just swimming around. They're just eating fish. They don't bother you. That's
okay. You've never been attacked by a shark?
No, never.
A whale? Anything under the sea?
No. The only danger is
drowning.
I was a witness to the people playing with dolphins. They think dolphins are friendly, and I was diving out of Catalina Islands, and instructor told us it will be dolphins, and he said, "Don't touch them. When they swim around, just look at them." And one lady decided to pet the dolphin and accidentally poke him in the eye. That thing spun around so fast with this, that dolphin. It's a pure muscle,
Yeah.
He broke her arm in two places, just with one finger of the tail.
Oh, wow.
She had to be evacuated. So that's you have to be really, really careful with marine life. I would say do not touch him, Do not, just look. That's all,
Yeah, but your career has been underwater in a serious respect, obviously.
Very.
I mean, you're dealing with underwater criminality, underwater,
Anything, yeah.
That's
I mean,
something.
I mean, say it how you want to say it, but I mean, that's a serious, I mean, it's one thing to be underwater. It's another thing to be underwater for a reason,
Yeah.
you know? So talk to us about that.
Yeah, I was very interested in that part of your career too.
It's one of the good reasons I tell you, like being see this nugget right here, this golden nugget. It's an ore.
Mhm.
Ore.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen a show called Bering Seagull.
I have.
Well, I heard about it some years ago, and I said, you know what? I want to go. I want to check it out. When I was a little kid, I read. My father had like extensive library, and it was books about gold. You know, like exploited Klondike and all that stuff. So I thought the gold. I saw the gold rush, physical illness. You know, like a rash, you know. Until I went to Alaska, I went to Nome, and I've seen it's a mental thing, you know. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. People do stuff. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it.
Sure.
But I had a partner, and we built a dredge, like a pontoon boat. We converted into a dredge to suck that mud, and we did we did pretty good. My personal best was 18 hours straight. 18 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you find that gold, you have to know basic geology, geology and all this stuff.
Yes.
But when you find the streak, it's hiding in the black sand. And it's garbage. You have a pile of rocks. You start turning them around. You see that streak of black sand. You start using the dredge. It's a 40 horsepower Venturi device, Mm-hmm. Just sucks everything in there, and you see that gold. It shines through any black as.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes.
And you guess, oh my God! And hot water cut out. I didn't have a hot water anymore. Bering Sea is very cold, even in the summertime. And I didn't even feel it. My partner Adam says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, just keep fueling up the compressor so I can breathe."
Let me ask you a question. While you were doing this and you started discovering some gold, did a ton of hot chicks come out of anywhere? And they were like, "Oh my God, Vadim, you're so hot! I knew you were hot. I knew you were hot. Let's be hot together." Like, did that happen?
No, because
okay. So you just did this on your own. Okay.
Yeah. No girls involved because that's always a trouble. Always a trouble. especially no.
Nome is just adding some fantasy to your reality.
Yeah. There's a saying in Nome: you don't use your girlfriend, you just lose your turn. Because it's like a closed town. You only get in from a plane. Have animals on a boat once in a month. No roads going in there. So every girl that's stuck in there trying to get out, and you go at night in the bar, and there's a scene like a chick's trying to, like gold, any guy splurge, they throw this gold around, drinks and everything, and you see him months later, he drops her suitcases on the corner, and he has no money, and she's looking for him. Oh my God! 4 months I've been in.
You're married. You're happily married.
Oh
so God, how much? Crazy. So when you were doing all this dredging, how much did you actually find?
Well, for that 18-hour dive got us $20,000.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
nice.
And after that, we took, the weather is a factor. You gotta, if it's bad, you can't go out. Because I've seen dredges being pulled apart by that Bering Sea is just unforgiving. People die in there and just crazy. But
really?
We got some. I didn't win there because I have a job. I worked in New York. In the union, they pay good. Divers, they pay good. We're comfortable. We're happy. But that I went to see because I like. What if? If I never, I would never knew. And I met those people from a TV show and all that. They play their role. It's all act. They're all nice people. But it's a school of life. Every scumbag of the world is in there, and they try
to. You're being honest. You're being brutally honest.
Absolutely,
and I appreciate that. And I know I've had friends down here, deputies that are on boat detail and everything else that goes on down here. And not every job is
on the up and up.
You're not going to get a big bed of roses for doing your job.
Yeah.
But when it comes to getting underwater, that's serious business. And there's a lot that comes with that. I mean, my God, I watch more murder shows, and when they find weapons, they find everything underwater. And those dive teams that discover everything is a serious commitment. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to do. Everybody makes it like on a show. It's so quick and painless. In reality,
I can
as
tell
you
you,
know,
I can just tell
it's
you
not
one
quick and
incident.
painless.
No, just one incident when I was working under the 59th Street Bridge. I work in New York City.
Yes.
Hudson River. It's like,
Yep. Oh God, yeah, girl.
Yeah, that's the body dump
Oh
of
my
the area.
God, you're contaminated.
Yeah. I was looking for the cable. I was looking for the cable, and all of a sudden I see something. My light, something flashes, something bright, and I like monkey. Ooh, shiny. I grabbed it. It's a revolver. It's a 357 snub nose. 2-inch round.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Like it's even actually like underwater. I open it up and 2 bullets missing. It's under the bridge. So we had to call cops and say because I can't keep it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So we had that, and then they start looking in there. They found some shotgun shells and all that stuff. But another find we had like maybe 2 days later. There was we found an absolutely brand new Ford something was at that time was like maybe like 10 years ago. Some brand new dual license plate, and the car sunk. Somebody sunk the car. So we report authority guys. And they come in and
was there a body in it or no? Just the car?
I didn't see it because it was like a little murky. I'm doing my job, I didn't want to
right.
be involved in something. But we called them guys and they dive on scuba. We dive with the source of supply air, so we can stay there for whatever. And a current, history of a current blowing, you wouldn't believe it, And this guy, they come to the boat and said, "Where is the car?" I said, "Over there. You dive and you find it." And we hear him on the radio. He guys doesn't say, he's huffing and puffing, probably saying, "There's no car in there. There's some old Chevy." I said, and we knew there was an old Chevy in there. It was a rusted old car in there from like 70 years ago. And I said, "You know what? Let me go down that tire buoy for you so you can follow the line." Oh, they were pissed. They were so, But they're sissies. They don't know what to do. They don't even go. You come across you under the piers. You come across we call it a floater. It's a dead body.
Yeah.
It depends on the stage you're on. They tell us, "Oh, there was a jumper from Verrazano Bridge last night." Oh, so you feel okay. It's fresh. Sometimes you see the thing. You just like you touch it and it just it starts.
It dissipates. Yeah.
And you don't want to call the cops because they gotta shut down the whole job site. So you just gotta go down the stream a little bit. Out the side. But sometimes you have to because it's like you have a supervisor. Hey, you have to call the cops, but they don't even go in there. Just hey, why don't you let's do him around the leg and pull him out. They don't want to go in. They don't want to do that. Crazy. They're lazy. They don't know what they're doing. It's this job ever. Somebody offered me go for NYPD super unit. And what do? Nothing. Just get fat. But I tell you, one find was really historical. I was diving at Pier 5 in Brooklyn, and I was doing the job, and it's like a 45-foot, 50 feet, so diving tables, decompression tables. So you have like a maybe 2-hour dive, you have to come out. And my time was up, I'm coming out, and my supervisor said, one of the guys dropped the engineering tape, the tape to me off the pier. Go take a look, get it up. So I go looking for the tape, and all of a sudden I see something off the pier already in the channel, and there's something shiny. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like a kind of structure, something shiny. And I get him closer. It looks like an ingot, like a bricks, like a gold. Oh my God. I'm like, wait, give me some more. I had to go check. He said, no, you have to come out. Time's up. So I'm coming out. And the next diver go in. I said, Robbie, whatever you do, before you do anything, just go down there, go take a look what's in there. So he goes down there, he looks at the thing and screaming, oh my God, it's a pallet of gold. We're like, I can't believe it, like a pallet of gold. So we send it down, send one up. So he sends up and it's an ingot. It's not gold, it's copper. But
okay.
And looking at it, it's like a industrially made, like a huge ingot, brick maybe yay big. And how many? It's 2 pallets. So it's screw the job, start put, because we look at 3rd Avenue and it's a scrap yards everywhere,
Right.
So we spent like maybe 3 hours pulling up the chick on a pickup truck. My supervisor goes there. We got like $5,000 for it. We got $500 each. And we don't know what it is, believe it or not. Next day, I go home. I watch documentary, like Discovery Channel, and they have a Discovery documentary on Lusitania. The ship Lusitania, which by Germans, they said supposedly because it was carrying ammunition and it's all light.
Are you serious?
And that ship was loading in Brooklyn piers. And they have a video.
Oh my God.
First time ever, divers go in the whole of Lusitania, and what do they see? Those ingots right there. So that
my God,
dropped off, and they just left them there. I had a historical.
So how much money did you leave on the table?
Well, we just We didn't know what it was.
I mean, would they take that from you? Like, would they give you just a certain amount? Or like, how does that work?
I don't know. If with a treasure, like with a gold treasure, yeah, you have to, if you report
because there's got to be some type of laws or rules or something.
Yeah. There are, but you're better off just to get around it because it's gonna turn into a rat. It's gotta be a fight.
Get around it as like
we have a saying,
just take it and
finders keepers. Take it. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
Put in the truck, scrapyard. They gave us top dollar, $5,000.
Hey, listen, we are CIA and FBI friendly here, so you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
I know where the bodies.
No, you're absolutely good because my mom is part of a really weird sex ring and stuff. So like we keep that off the air.
He takes a lot of brain pills.
Purple hair and everything, but it's really a ruse. But that's amazing, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
When you go underwater, you never know what you're going to find.
Absolutely. Yeah, every day something.
Well, how did you get into all of this? What made you get into this?
Well, what happened was I lived in New York first. Yeah, when I came from Ukraine, I lived in New York for a while, maybe like
Ukraine. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Kiev. Yeah, I was born in Kiev. Yeah, born and raised. And I always wanted to be a cowboy in America. You know, ever since I saw that there was I don't know if you remember Jimmy Carter was a president.
Yep.
There was a magazine for photography in the USA, something like that, and I had a big, nice, beautiful colored catalog. Every centerfold was like a different state. And I saw this Texas. Yeah,
so you're a true American.
I am.
Like you came here because you wanted to be American.
I wanted to be. Yes.
Yeah.
Since I was like 14 years old.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, horses.
Because then you could achieve anything.
Absolutely. The land of opportunity. You know, it's like when I came there, I was like, oh my God, you know, I had like $100 in my pocket. I have two bags, and always had one bag stolen in the JFK right off the bat. I'm standing.
Welcome to America, JFK.
I got my suitcase. I put my suitcase off the carousel and waiting for a duffel bag.
They stole my underwear.
Yeah, and then some gypsy lady comes in. How do you get your bags? I said, just look at the carousel. When it comes out, grab it. And I'm waiting for my bag. I grab my bag, turn around, my suitcase is missing. And I see her walking around, dragging it. I said, all right, let it carry to the customs, you know. Oh my God. Excuse me, thank you, but it's my bag, you know. But it was okay. I went to California. I wanted to see California, you know, and I went to college. I was at Santa Barbara Marine Technology study. But then I found the advertising for commercial diving school. It was a College of Oceaneering right in the LA Harbor in San Pedro. So I say, why not? You know, and I went to I felt working. I was doing a cleaning bottom of the boats, just swimming around.
Yes.
Some guy, and I felt very comfortable in the water. For the first time, I felt like in peace. I felt like, I don't know why, I felt more comfortable in the water than on land. You know, and if somebody would invent gills for people, I would be first in line. You would never see me naked.
Marvel has a studio that does that.
And I realized that I love it. You know, I love being in the water. I love such a feeling of something's happening. My mind works better. I have creativity for some reason. You know, I can just talk to myself. I can scream as loud as I can. Nobody can hear me. You know. So like that. Yeah. And I went to that college. I went to a program, underwater welding. They teach pretty good. And they got me a job in the Gulf of Mexico on the oil fields. And I worked in there for a company called CalDive International. Maintenance.
Wow.
If you really want to know what I did, there's a movie came out, Last Breath or something like that.
Last Breath, yes.
Something. Woody Harrelson plays it.
With Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You can see what my job was, you know, what's involved.
You know, it's funny you mention that because him getting ready to watch that movie. I mean, it's now available.
Yeah, movie.
But that's a lot, you know, like, this is not just, you know, for our listeners out there, this is not your typical scuba diving, you know, joyous event type stuff. This is where you're actually calculating your breathing and being underwater for a certain amount of time to do a job. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. And people need to understand that, the fans especially, you know, your love of the water, which is obvious,
amazing,
only lends to being able to function in that category. But let's be honest, It's not easy for people that have fear of being confined
Drowning,
and
or they
stuff
can't,
like that,
or claustrophobic.
Claustrophobia, yeah, you gotta live in a
Yes.
helmet.
You know, for someone like you, don't have that, obviously.
You have no
and
fears.
you're in a different frame of mind when you go underwater. It's kind of like a musician going on stage or an actor
Yeah, my
going
mind
into
was
the theater. Like you just you sink into yourself. And then is there a way that you could get music in your ears while
Yes.
you
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Do you have little like music in ears?
Well, sometimes people, when before those little iPads and stuff invented, you can ask your supervisor on top, because we have communications radio, because I can talk to him, I can hear him, so he can plug it in some kind of radio or some music to play whatever you want. You tell, hey, play me this, and he plays it.
Okay, so while you're doing your job,
And you can tell him, oh, stop, he will stop, right? But then they invented little iPads, and I've seen guys that have a little iPad to put in a little Ziploc bag, stuck it in play. But the problem is, if they get stuck playing one song fucking over and over again, there's nothing you can do.
Then you're in hell.
Especially
for something like the Pet Shop Boys or something.
Baby. I got you, baby.
You're like,
it's like a groundhog.
Don't do it.
So the guys come out, they rip the head off.
Get back. You know, like for like 9 hours. No, you can't do that.
Oh my God, that would drive anybody mad.
But I prefer silence. I think, when I work, I think, I have ideas. I don't know how many ideas I had when I was in the war. I come out, I write them down. I wrote the movie script on that thing. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
For some reason,
if it's where you find your peace,
yes.
I
heard
where you
people
find
saying that water carries information, and it's
well, water is very soothing.
Yeah,
water is soothing.
Like a gentle,
right? Exactly. It's the motion is very, very nice.
I think you just realize when you're underwater that you're in another planet. Like if you're not on the Earth anymore, you're under the Earth. Like it's a different experience. And what you hear and what you see is different.
I can do acrobatics you wouldn't believe. I can do yoga that Mahatma Gandhi wouldn't. It's like upside down, sideways. Amazing.
You could bench press like a group, or like a 59,000 pound group.
I do like 100 push-ups.
Get over here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Actually, what's even funnier is you could actually defend yourself from a great white shark, because if you're underwater, he's probably not going to bother you. You could smack him in the face and he'll go away. If you're at the surface, that's where you have a problem.
You have to grab him. I have a picture somewhere. Even I'm working on a graphic novel right now.
Oh, okay.
How to ward off the shark. It's like I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. What you do is this. There's a little trick. You just you never run from him. You face him, and you put the palm on the nose. And he moves, and you move with him, so he can advance to you,
Yes,
that's how you handle the guy.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, what people need to understand is you have to be underwater to do that. Like if you're at the surface is where you're most vulnerable.
Yeah.
If you're underneath the water, you could guide them with their nose if you see them, like that
you
type of
can
stuff.
fight. You can fight. If you have a knife, you can fight them. The skin is tough, but you have to in the eye and the mouth somewhere.
But it's not even that they want to attack you. They'll bite if you're there. If you don't see them, but if you see them and you could guide them with their nose, they will just walk away.
Yeah.
Is this novel? Is it something that's going to be an animated, or no? It's going to be a book.
First, it's going. I'm working with. I don't know if you heard about Global.
Yes.
Yeah, they want me to do cartoons for them right now. So we got to start with this character, Rubber Ninja, see what happens. But I'm doing parallel story with him as a fairy tale for kids.
Okay.
So it's in the works right now. I will probably be able to finish it by the end of the year. Will be done.
That's wonderful. And we're going to get into that because, you aside from all his other work, Ed, he's an artist and he makes
I know.
Clay figures, but he uses the clay. He's not painting them. He uses
I know. I've looked at it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
after Christmas.
That's good. I like that.
Because it's right up my alley. And believe me, I'm going to be on your buyer's list because I can't have enough toys. I focus on, and funny enough, my favorite movie of all time is Jaws. Number one, Jaws, the first.
I know.
Right.
And I have so much Jaws apparel, everything that you could think of Jaws.
I love it.
So anything anything you produce that is in sync with that, I am on board.
I'll make you shark with the I don't know. Quint sticking out of the mouth.
Well, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Quint sticking out of the mouth. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I like bloody scenes.
Yes.
As bloody as possible.
Yes.
Look at the cop shot.
Vlad, are you kidding me?
Oh my God. That's
yeah.
funny. What was that?
And Michael Myers.
My hero.
Myers.
Was that
like
a way
Michael
for
Myers
you,
in there.
to get your mind off of your work? Was it a hobby that you made into?
It's a therapy. It's a therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't kill anybody. But
I feel you.
I
feel you.
But on a serious note, it started when I was in the kindergarten. This is an interesting story, actually.
Really?
I was in kindergarten. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. And I had a pretty good, it was a nice kindergarten. They taught us a lot of stuff. And they had an art gallery. And one day they brought an exhibit from all the children. So the paintings, a woodwork, little dioramas, little stuff like that. And one of the things that caught my eye, and they brought us to view this whole thing, our group, like 40 children. The only thing caught my eye was a little diorama. It was like a big fish tank. It was like a little meadow called a piece in the forest, something like that. There was a little tree stump. There was a porcupine with an apple on it, a little rabbit, a little fox, a little bear, a wolf, and a crow on the tree. And everything three-dimensional. It's like I'm looking at it. I can see everything. I can touch it, but I couldn't touch it because it was under the glass. All right. And I'm like, holy moly, to me, it was like discovery. I've never seen.
Right.
Yeah.
So we all siesta, 2-hour siesta. Every day we have after lunch, 2-hour siesta. We sleep, a bed's in a bedroom in there, none outside. I couldn't sleep. So I get out of the bed. I crawl under the and she's like this, sleeping on a thing. I crawl under there. And there's a big, a marble staircase going down. I jump on the rail.
Wait, they gave you 2 hours to sleep?
Siesta, for kids. Yeah.
Could I sign up for that?
Too late. Too late.
Oh, okay. All right.
Too late. Yeah. But so I go in that art gallery and there's nobody there. All mine. So I pry the door open and I just wanted to touch it. And I touched the little apple. But I guess I didn't realize. I never felt anything. I just squished it,
Oh no!
I ruined it, and I can't put it back. So I'll keep it, So by the way, I'll take an ear off the rabbit too, and I pluck it, close the door, and I went in the bed under the covers, and I'm playing. I love the feeling, playing with this thing. It's like better than rolling boogers, It's shapes out of it. And it's time to get up, I get up. So I hit it under the frame. There's a metal frame, those beds. So I put it on the frame and get up, next day I did the same thing. I took the tail of the fox, the big orange piece. I took the nose of the wolf. I demolished it. By the time they realized somebody was vandalizing the display, looking for a culprit. Now, by the time I have a sizable ball, like a nice chunk of clay, I'm playing with it, making shapes. And then, so in that time, my mom, she had me. I had a long hair. I had a kind of like this, And I think it was a Thursday or Friday. Finally, all the sleepless days caught up with me. Right? I probably fell asleep. It's time to get up. I'm getting up, and all of a sudden, everybody looking at me like, "Hey, you is!" And I turn around and I feel that the ball of clay fused in my hand.
Oh, no.
Right there. It's like I was literally caught red-headed, the bullet. There he is. So they grabbed me. They brought me to the principal, oh, my God, this is how they thinking of the way to get the clay out of my head because it's fused, So they tried to have a solution, something this. Then the scissors come out. I said, no. Call my lawyer. So they called my mother. She worked in the military hospital as a nurse, nearby. So she comes in, sitting in the hallway, waiting, ass whooping. She comes in, goes in the office, 20 minutes, she comes out, I'm expecting, punishment. I have my hand, Hey, let's go. Not a word, just we're going, and we had to take a bus, and went where the pedestrian beach where my building was, and there's like a office depot, like a store office depot, supplies, and there's a section, art section, and they have paints and brushes and stuff, and they have clay. And she not a single word. She comes in, she's like, pick your colors, Rodin. She said, pick your colors, Rodin. I couldn't believe it. My mother, bless her heart, what a smart woman. She, instead of punishing me, yelling me, she said, you like clay? Here's your clay. I grabbed the biggest box I could find,
Wow.
She never had to worry where I am. I was in my room making things. I read the book, Jules Verne or whatever. I have it right here. This is the first book I read.
Jules Verne, yes.
Original. Look
yes.
at this, French edition.
Wow. Beautiful.
On the pages are hand-drawn illustrations on this book.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah. Wow.
So these pages
how nice.
Wow.
have clay on it because I was making those characters. I saw a movie, I saw the book, and I was making characters. And I had
God bless your mom, dude.
Yes.
God bless your mom. Because she obviously dealt with a lunatic as a son. And that's obvious. So your poor mom probably witnessed God knows what.
I went to play with my friends, right? On a construction site, and it was a toilet, like a little, like a photogenic guy. And we were going to take a visit, and there's art in there. There's art in that thing.
Oh, of course.
Hey,
art everywhere.
So I went home and I reproduced one of those little drawings in there. And my mother, she had a guest. Somebody came over for dinner, and I'm on the balcony playing, and I said, "Mom, look what I made, dude." They look at my mom. She said, "What are you teaching your son?" I made some scheme. I'm not proud, right now, but
She's like, I'm teaching him engineering.
You should be proud, though. Look at what you did,
but she said, she said, she tried to send me to school. There was like an art school for sculptures, right? So I went there. I listed one day because they want to make me some clay pigeons you can blow up their ass and they make the noise,
Oh, Jesus. You're like, I'm a little past that, man. It's amazing when you have the brain to be able to do that and to feel it and see it and make it happen. But do it comfortably without question and without error, like to be able to...
And no judgment. That's and no
not
judgment,
even judgment,
really.
but you do as free as you want.
Yeah.
Like just really the sky's the limit. And that's a freedom that people don't really understand, especially when it comes to creativity, whether it be art, verbal, acting, music, whatever the art form, especially your art form is insane.
Oh,
like
really? Unbelievable.
It's really, honestly, it takes, unfortunately, and people they need to realize this, that it takes an insane person to be that good. So you're fucking insane.
Well, I missed you.
I'm calling it like it is. I'm just saying you're fucking insane. But you are legitimately insane. I don't care. Call the cops on me. You're insane.
That's a compliment.
He was at the Javits Center for the toy show. Oh, yeah. And I was supposed to go that Saturday.
And they only have insane people there.
It's like, it's New York. New York is insane.
And
I was supposed to go that Saturday, but then when we had the problem with...
Because you're not insane.
No, I am insane. But that's beside the point.
You're just not. You have purple hair, but you're not insane.
I'm not as insane as he is, but we had to change our tickets for medieval times, and it happened to be that Saturday. So I never got to the toy show, and I never got to meet you. But I wanted to meet you.
I was waiting for you.
I know. I couldn't go.
Insanity. He would have been like insane. Like,
yeah, we could have went to an Irish bar.
I love you because I get you. Like you are insane in the best way that God could have created you. You just take what you've been given and run with it. You made
a lot of very good connections there that day, though, right? You met up with a lot of very good people.
Yes, that was interesting. Yeah, I was first time in my life. I was doing a job as a journalist. Evaluating things. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, whatever.
Just leave me around by the nose.
I've met some very interesting, very influential people. And at this point, I'm just like a hobby, I'm selling once in a while, like art shows, gift show. I'm making for friends, like gifts and stuff like that. But, I want to do something with it because I know I could do such.
So let me ask and be serious. If I email you, could you make me stuff from Jaws, the movie Jaws?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll make you anything. Yeah, there's no limit.
Yeah. Oh, you just made his life. You just made his life complete. Oh my God. Yeah.
Are you serious?
He's like that little boy sitting on Zan's lap.
I made a medieval castle.
I'm gonna take a picture of what I have already. Mm-hmm. And whatever comes off the top of your head as an original thought, that's what I would welcome. Like like you look at what I got and then you come up with an original thought. Okay. That is the best because then I could put your name on it and case it and really it means something special.
That's amazing.
Without a doubt, I'm going to do that.
So what directions are you going in? You're going to do things with people with the clay figures. You're doing the book, the novel.
Yeah, I really want to do this novel thing because I want to tell so much.
Right.
And for the longest time, I was thinking how to put it together because my the things I lived through and I've seen in childhood and adventures. I went around the world like 3 times already. I've seen it from top to bottom, literally. From top to bottom.
Right.
And I wanted to put something, and I couldn't find. And that Richard Gottlieb, right? That he, I thought of it. What if I make it like one little character, and I will just squeeze everything in him? And he said, yeah. So I made this rubber ninja, and I showed him, and he said, yes, that will work. Let's do something with it. And we start working on it. Unfortunately, he passed away before we could finish. But he took me to Nickelodeon. I met all those big wigs on Nickelodeon. I made him things. But then he passed me on to Marlene. And now we're working with Marlene. And we're doing, she actually did a phenomenal job. I'm telling you.
Marlene is wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful.
Like you seen yesterday, right? I want to apologize again for the.
No, it's fine.
My hands were up to here in paint and clay. I was making a sculpture for the somebody because I promised to make it. I totally forgot about this. I know on the calendar it's like a 3 p.m. here, 6 p.m. here. Who is this? She doesn't answer the phone or turn the computer. I will not know. My head.
We've sent a hit squad out to assassinate you. They'll be there in about 13 minutes. So
it's okay. It's not a big deal.
It's all good, my friend. As long as we could get you on this show, are you kidding me? Yes. We'll do anything. I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge and talent, and you're my new favorite person. You're my new Santa Claus. I'm serious. You're my Russian Santa Claus.
Ukraine.
Okay.
No Russian.
I was going to say maybe Finnish. Like I was going to call you Yolapuki, but no, I won't do that. Ukraine.
No, he's our resident Aquaman now. He's our Ukrainian Aquaman. Yeah, definitely.
Ninja.
Definitely, yes. Aqua Ninja.
Tell me more about the Aqua Ninja.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Like Rabba Ninja goes. I have Adventures of Rabba Ninja. I already have one book. I can send it to you. I already have one.
Please do.
Yeah. Just give me the address. I'll send it to you. It's just like a beginning, the start. How it started. The guy is just an ordinary guy, like working as a diver. And just for certain chain of events becomes superhero. And I have a severe case of arachnophobia. Bugs and me don't mix. I'm fucking around.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because I shipped you like a spider. Oh, no.
No, you can't do that.
In my book, I try to overcome my fears by the spider gets in my head, in my helmet, hiding from the rain. And I'm diving and I see it like he's dead. And there's nothing I can do. I got to leave with the guy. I can't eat it. I'm a vegetarian, right? I can't eat the bug.
It's interesting. That's so funny.
You like it. I'll send you the copy. Yeah.
Hey, listen, so now I feel you. Believe me, spiders are spiders. They're spiders.
Yeah, they're horrible. Everybody hates spiders. Nobody likes spiders.
They're snakes. I don't care if they're nice. I don't care if they solve world hunger. I don't care if they pay my mortgage. They're snakes and spiders.
Yeah, and they're okay.
Yeah.
So the next time you're up in New York, let me know and we'll have to get together.
I actually, I think, I forgot. Marlene's going to send me to, I think, what is it, March, April, in May. I think I'm going to be in May. I'm not sure what to think, but we'll coordinate. We'll
definitely.
Where are you at now?
I'm in Fort Myers, in Florida.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, yeah.
Okay, so you're closer to me. Okay. I'm going to get in touch with you because I need a couple things from you. Yeah. But nonetheless, I'm in Tampa. So I'm not that.
I'm waiting schedule from him. I was supposed to go there tomorrow, but so far they didn't have a bonding for the job yet, so probably have to a couple of days. But eventually I'll make it there at the end of this week or next week because I already signed up for the job, so I'll be there working. And
awesome.
Usually work, I don't know exactly where, but it says Tampa, so I don't know where. But
it's all good.
You show me
You're in my neck of the woods. I'll be in touch with you.
Tell everybody, all our Numbskull fans and everything, and I say that with love, Numbskulls. Tell all our Numbskulls where they can find you.
Me?
Yes, you. They know where to find us.
I'm on LinkedIn, on Facebook too. VADIM GOVOROV on Facebook.
So what's your handle there? Is it under Rubber Ninja?
No, LinkedIn is under Rubber Ninja. Yes.
Okay.
Rubber Ninja. Okay.
Yeah. But Facebook is Facebook. It's just my page in it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So basically, you do a lot of stuff under Rubber Ninja.
Yeah.
That's basic. Okay.
That's the thing I want to pursue. That's the thing. I think that's the ticket for me. I can tie up every story, every idea I had into this guy.
Right.
Everything's become so clear. I've been pushing this thing for so long, I even went to ayahuasca. I went to Peru to do ayahuasca to show me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
was that badass? Was it badass? Was it really good? Yeah.
I cried uncontrollably.
Really?
2 months after that.
Wow.
It's experience you wouldn't believe. I have drawings. I'll show you drawings. Next time I'll show you drawings.
Okay.
Please.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely having you back on the show. I mean, everybody's got to watch you, in increments and stuff like that. So we'll definitely have you back on the show.
We'll have you back on to talk about that because
I tell you
about that.
But you have to.
I'll talk to you outside of this.
Yeah, I have to have a reason.
That's amazing.
Because my life, if your life is like this, you go left, you lose the horse, go right, you find the castle, Yeah. But my life was like this. Now, so
Yes.
I was vacationing in Peru and I was renting an apartment. And the landlord, she said, why don't you try ayahuasca? She knows a guy. And I did. She scheduled with a shaman. We went to some jungles, close to Chile somewhere. Yeah. And you have to be ready. And you have to have a reason.
Yeah.
And when that works,
that's amazing.
Oh my God, you just get the universe. It gives you answers.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
I recommend everybody to do it if you have a
Wow.
But under the right, the right circumstances, it has to be done the right way.
You have to be follow certain diet, no sex for 2 weeks by yourself. Nobody. You have to be.
No, what did you say? No sex for 2 weeks?
Yeah, no sex. Absolutely.
Even with yourself.
I don't know if you can handle it.
Even with yourself.
That we didn't discuss.
What if I rape myself?
That's no comment.
And I filed charges. Do I have to wait for the charges to drop? Or I'm joking. But no, man. I honestly, I would be on board with that. I would welcome it. I think, and anybody that I've known that has done that has said the same thing.
Yeah, because I've seen
that's amazing.
You see the past. You see why you are the way you are, and it's connection with your mother. So the very first memory you have, it's like
what? No, no, it connects me with my mother.
Well, I don't know. Somehow
I do that on a podcast. Oh my God, I gotta go to do that.
No.
See, now you threw me a monkey wrench.
The very first memory. And you think very first memory, maybe when you're 3 years old, you felt somewhere.
Yeah, you pop out of your mother. That's about it.
But that's your first memory when you in your mother's womb, and you feel you feel like when
she was eating a lot of popcorn.
No, you don't
not even giving a shit, right? Yeah. Okay.
You bowel movements, but you feel very calm. You're like in a cocoon, total happiness. You don't know how to describe this feeling. It's a total happiness, and you just fuzzy woman there. And then it takes you to you're facing a gigantic, imagine you're in the blackness of the black, and in the distance a gigantic Rubik's Cube, only with multiple, and it takes you there, and you realize it's your memory. And the very first memory before you even were born,
Yeah.
And then it takes you to the trip.
Really?
So you see the.
Are you taking drugs to do this?
Before you were born? No, it is drugs. But before you were born, like it really.
Absolutely.
It takes you back that far?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Ayahuasca, Mom, is an ancient form of basically mushrooms, I guess.
No, they make it out of some kind of plants.
It's a plant, or it's either a plant or a mushroom.
I don't know if I would. I don't think I would
something
do that.
of the sort, but
it.
it's very hallucinogenic, and the American Indians and all. Everybody has done it for eons, and
look,
people swear by it. By
Plus was dancing on my head, so I ain't taking that crap.
Yeah, but what they're doing now with people with issues with mental health,
right?
With what's that stuff?
Right?
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, they're using
autistic children.
Yeah, they're using stuff on people for mental health now, and it's kind of along the same lines, but this is just a little bit more pure it's not accessible. I mean, you gotta really. You have to know people.
Because sometimes I've seen the organized tours, like $5,000. You go with and they see some psychedelic caterpillars. That's not it.
Yes. No, they turn it into like a lure now, but it is a very specialized hallucinogenic that has done wonders.
Not for me.
More so than even I think it's called ketamine now.
Ketamine, that's what
ketamine that Marty does. It's kind of above and beyond that.
Okay.
But you have to be in the right situation with the right people,
right?
The right people giving it to you that know exactly what, like, it has to be very precise. But the answers are incredible from what I hear.
Absolutely.
Just from what I hear.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever done it has said the same thing.
Yeah, the past,
incredible.
Well, that's great that you had the opportunity to go there and do that when you got so much out of it.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. Wow.
I was skeptical too. What to expect? But then it's just you laying there, and because we came in late. We came in late because we're planes, trains, automobiles. We were planes and they drop you off the bus, and it's like not a light.
Oh my God!
Coyote howling somewhere, and they're like, I said, "Oh my God, where are we?" And they see a flickering light and this, here he comes. And there's a shaman, he's a 10th generation shamans,
Mm-hmm.
I know what he's doing. So come in, he puts a dress and everything. And I said, listen, can I sleep a little bit? He said, no, you can't sleep, So he gave me a bag of cocoa leaves, so which you cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
My face was numb, so I knew I wasn't sleeping, so he
gave you the actual cocoa leaves?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. How are they?
Whoa.
How are they in comparison?
So they don't give you like high, like cocaine, like a rush of shit, but they give you, you don't sleep, you're awake, you're focused.
Okay. So it's like almost like ADHD medicine.
Something, yeah. They look like bay leaves. Bay leaves. And you chew them, they're kind of bitter, but you have to.
Yeah.
So we talked. He asked me, why am I doing it? He smoked some pipe around me. And he said, if you get afraid, listen to my voice. I'm going to sing. I said, okay, all right. So he gives me the little, like a shot glass, drink. So drink. Yeah. Nothing's happening. Half an hour goes by, nothing happening. I said, give me another one. All right. Give me another one. I took another one. Nothing's happening,
Well, that's because you're Russian and you're used to drinking vodka.
He's not Russian.
Yeah, this is the exactly.
No, it doesn't matter.
I grabbed the whole bottle and I drink the whole bottle. This guy goes, oh my God, Gringo's gonna die, And this guy said, no, he's no Gringo, he's Ukrainian. They said, okay, let's wait what happens. And you finally said,
let's wait what happens.
Yes. He covered me comfortable. I'm warm, I don't know. I'm because I hear a dog snoring outside the shed, I know I'm not sleeping. And all of a sudden, you have like a flick. You feel yourself like like a black as black. You're like standing there, and like a bunch of like a shower doors closing around you, like a flickering light.
Oh my God!
And you know what to do, and something tells you, like, tell him you're ready. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready. And they open up, and then you face the gigantic cube, right? And there's all this entity behind your left shoulder. He guides you through the journey. You don't know who it is. When you turn, he turns with you, but it's like a black shadow, like some kind of entity. And he comes in. He's like, don't rush. Don't be afraid. Take a look. Pay attention. Stay here. Watch. And he guides you through this journey. Like maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, it was over. And it was the ending was great.
Did you get any flashbacks out of it, or
no bad memories? The only thing I cried, it's like a purging experience. I cried. I was on the plane going to New York, sitting there happy, smiling, but tears running. And the stewardess like, "What can I do? What's happened? What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing."
Wow.
Bring napkins, And I'm sitting there and I'm drawing napkins, to remember. Then when I get home. I'll find them drawings. They're somewhere on here because I brought a bunch of stuff from New York to Florida. They're still in boxes.
Wow!
So was that
really
powerful?
Interesting?
Oh, that really is. I mean, I can't say enough. I mean, like I said, I've heard great things, and I know that somewhere deep down inside that it does serve a purpose for specific people. It probably wouldn't for my wife. I think it might turn my wife. It's too normal, and then I would be screwed. But because I'm nuts. But for me, it would definitely work because I'm nuts, and I can. It would enhance my well-being.
You don't need anything to enhance that weird brain.
No, I don't need it, but I would love it. Because what you described to me is everything I need. Yeah.
Just have to follow.
God, yeah.
You cannot eat certain foods. You have to have, certain things.
Holy shit.
And unfortunately, our time is up here, which I feel really bad because you have been such an incredible.
Oh, don't turn them off.
Yes. No. I know, but we'll have him back on again.
We have to have him back on. We have so much more to talk about.
We'll have him back on again,
We have so much more to talk about.
Oh, my God.
Actually, we have to hang out. You're in Fort Myers. I'm in here in Tampa. You're coming by me.
I'll come over.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm a musician, so you come and sing and test your vocals and do all your.
Actually, I just sang a song for my girlfriend. Yeah. I just sang the song.
Nice.
Actually, sing it for us now. Come on.
It was karaoke, but it was in Ukrainian, so you wouldn't be able to.
Was it like a little Zeppelin, like, "Hey, lady, you got the love I need"?
I said, "It's not unusual to be loved by anyone."
It's not unusual. Come on.
It's not
Tom Jones is the best to be loved by anyone.
You guys are nuts.
Too much to be true.
Yeah,
oh my God, are you kidding me? That's the best. You probably got an immediate blowjob. Immediate. Like she was like, I wasn't gonna, but now I have to.
Thank God we're uncensored.
And I would think you can leave your head on.
Just don't remove your mustache.
Oh my God.
Oh man, great to have you on, my friend.
I'm in the right company.
Yeah, you are.
We had a great time, an absolutely great time with you. And yes, I can't wait to have you on the show again.
Right. I'll be glad to.
Don't ever get a bunch of drunk Paul together.
Thank you so much. We are Funny Minds, and you can find us at funnyminds.com. And if you go on, there's 2 organizations that we really like to talk about and talk up, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. So there's a big purple button. If you'd like to make a donation, you can. And you can see our QR
Do you ever realize that when you say that, you sound like a bitchy cheerleader?
Oh, I am.
You do. You sound like a bitchy, like, I just, whatever. Just
whatever. Here's our merch. We have merch.
Just whatever. You're like a bitchy little cheerleader with purple hair.
Well, what can I tell you?
You are just angry. You need to cool off. You need to cool off, young lady. You need to hang out with more Ukraine men.
With that, I am going to say goodbye to everybody. And everybody have a great time. And we always know that I always say to everybody, Laughter is the best medicine. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. And we will see you again. And thank you again
Thank you,
so
my
much
friend.
for being on the show.
I will be in touch. I will email you.
I'll make you happy with Josie. You'll see.
Okay.
There'll be blood everywhere.
Just a smush package.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.